What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Billion Mino. If you ain't know, I'm probably somewhere you can't go, man. Hold on, let me tap in with y'all for real. Hold on, cause y'all really just snuck up on me a little bit. Y'all snuck up on me. I didn't know y'all was trying to shoot this movie right now. My bad. I'm eating pizza rolls. Y'all trying to shoot a movie with me? Hold on. I got one for it. Yeah, I got the ugliest elbows right now. All right, I think we turn this clean. All right. Let's have a little story time before I get to my real story. It's been like 2 weeks now since my phone been lost. My phone got everything I needed in it. Been 2 weeks since my phone been lost. I've been dealing with this weekly little phone until my other phone come in, and I'm just stuck with this phone right now. But um, but yeah, I lost it. Oh, I lost it at work. I lost my phone at work in one of them cars. Y'all know I work for Hertz, so it could be in any one of them cars. It could be anywhere. This is my first time playing like background lobby music. I think on my screen. It's kind of neat. Look, all right, man. into the book, straight into the book, culture making. I think how I'm gonna step this uh into my channel. I'm gonna have to separate it from everything because I want this to be strictly. I want these clips, these videos to be strictly. You know what I'm saying? And no matter whatever else happens in the video, it's still going to be. You know what I'm saying? Listen. But I would have came on last night, but last night I was I was already working late, and when I got off, I was tired. You feel me? So I mean, I thought about it so hard. Like I even looked at the time. I looked at the time so many times, and it was like, um, I probably should get up, but I'm laying down the whole time. I'm laying down, and so it's like, nigga, you sleep, nigga, you tired, nigga, don't get up and you know. But I probably would have fucked around. Excuse my language, YouTube. I probably would have messed around, fell asleep on here with reading a book, cause that's what I was gonna come to. But my introduction would have been like I would have tried so hard to have so much energy, knowing I was tired. But let me start open up the chat. Yo, 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 yo. So listen, the book that I decided to read is called Culture Making. It's by a guy named Houston White. Um, in the beginning of this, before I start, I want to say this is my first time reading a book. Reading this book, not reading a book, but reading this book, crazy. Uh, I see they got some quotes from Jay-Z. They got some quotes from Nipsey Hussle. They got some quotes from Issa Rae. I want to share those with y'all because I didn't read them myself. So let's just uh, see what these quotes are about. Whoever this is the first one. Wherever I go, I bring the culture with me so that they can understand that it's attainable. Jay-Z. It took me a while to realize that the way I am black, that being black is not just one thing, that no one could define my blackness, that I could make my own definition of blackness. It's a right. The most important thing, number one, is you got to get rid of doubt. You got, if you got doubt in what you're doing, it's not going to work. And the way to do that is if you have a plan. Because if you got a plan, it's not just like a pipe dream. You have a step-by-step list of things to do to get to your goal. Nipsey Hussle. All right, so we can begin the book. Actually. All right, people, my brother, so we can begin this book. Um, so taken, you know, this like the credits and all that. You know what I'm saying? Serial numbers and the rights and copyrights. Chapter one is baptized by fire. Right now, this the beginning of the book, so it's gonna tell you it's gonna tell you basically like the introduction. It's gonna give you an introduction page. His introduction page is many life of this mixtape. The night I walked into Houston White's North Minneapolis barbershop for the first time, I was looking forward to connecting casually with members of our target team. I always wanted to learn more about what black colleagues and customers experienced in the city. I called home for 5 years. This was in the late winter of 2020, and I had no idea that within the age, the country and much of the world would be in lockdown, or that the devastating trauma of Minneapolis murder was on the horizon. I also didn't know what I meet a friend that night, or that Houston would become an informal advisor and the author of this section and the firm book that you're about to read. We soon discovered that Houston and I have several things in common, starting with the fact that neither of us is from Minneapolis. Incidentally, when I moved here in 2014 to lead the Central City biggest employer and one of the world's biggest brands, I was intrigued to learn that the founder of the company that today is Target wasn't from here either. Yet it's here that we and many others have found the cultural community and capacity to create more caring, more joyful, and as Houston would say, more intellect, intercultural. I'm sorry, intercultural connection across the country and the world. Also, still the beginning of the book. That's not to say it's been easy. In fact, as I look back on the night Houston and I met, it seems like a particularly meaningful end point behind two of my more challenging moments as a leader. The first moment came in the fall of 2019. I was attending an Executive Leadership Council (ELSC) event with a handful of target leaders. The conference celebrated Black excellence at the corporate level, and I really appreciated the time together with our team. But it wasn't all celebration. We took the opportunity to talk about challenges too. Some of those challenges were centered in our hometown. Internal data showed that and black executives who loved their work with Target were having a hard time finding the sense of belonging in the city itself. They were leaving the company and the state with an outside with an outsized proportion of Fortune 500 companies headquarters in the Twin Cities. This was a growing problem. What I heard ELC was the Minneapolis wasn't unique. Here were some of the most accomplished corporate leaders in America sharing how right up to that were routine followed in luxury stores across the country and were harassed by police while driving through neighborhoods looking to buy new homes with their families. I left the conference thinking we should be farther along than this. About 4 months after, I took that first trip to the barbershop to the convenience with some of the group from ELC and meet many local Black Target team members. It was an informal gathering. We talked about life sports and Target and challenges our team was facing in their daily lives. I let them know that I had their best, and I shared my optimism that working together with the same expertise, expertise and resources we use to drive target businesses, we will continue to create positive change. Then came the second moment on Memorial Day 2020, the one when I had millions of others that saw Derek Chauvin kill George Floyd on the Minneapolis street. I mean, so he was all right, my bad. Target Target's response to that terrible event is a matter of public record. I won't exhaust it here, although it's a record I stand by and continue to drive this day. I remember reaching out to Houston during the uprising that the following day to check in to see how he was feeling to make sure he was safe. Seeing him in that moment, okay, but ballistered my conviction that we will pull through as a community and country. This book gives a glimpse of how Houston protected his space and neighborhood, and the painful hours reading it brought back tough memories of the trauma in our communities during those tense summer weeks. Houston White was fully formed before Memorial Day 2020, having stood up of a member of successful ventures already. Target was thoroughly established before Memorial Day 2020 with a nationwide business well on its way to 100 billion in sales and a strong reputation for exclusivity, innovations, and Houston of the hustle, all grounded in a team cultural focus on caring, growing, and winning together. Yet in the ashes of 2020, we like Houston chose to face pain with purpose, and accelerate his ability to tell that the story is the book makes us all the proud to call him a partner. Um, but I didn't know any of that when I walked into his shop. I didn't know that I would meet an entrepreneur who believed to his bones that style and commerce could create not just connections but positive social change. I didn't know that I would meet a startup version of my established company's ethos, someone who proves once again how how a standout brand, a, a curated experience, and a vision for community can radiate well beyond the core business. And I didn't know that I would meet a driven designer with an outstanding ability to dream, plan, and above all execute. That the origin story of Houston White ex Target like Houston, this brand encourages self-expression and celebrates the beauty of diversity through style. And the partnership is one example of how Target is investing more than 2 billion with black-owned businesses by 2025, building on our long-standing focus of diversity, equity, and inclusion. In Houston, I met someone who sees America it, even with its flaws, history, current problems, as the greatest mixtape ever made. The story he tells here isn't always easy, but like the story of the company, of the team, I humble to lead, it's unfolds unwaveringly toward a brighter, more inclusive, and more joyful future for all. Brian Cornell, Chair and CEO of Target, Minneapolis, December 22. So that was just the beginning. Like the introduction, basically, is probably telling a little bit about the partners, the book, uh, the the basically the motivation that he got to write the book, and so on. You gotta respect it because this is a black man book. Uh, First, this is a lot of pages. I just want to say, my boy, it's oh no, I'm gonna read this book. Trust me, you feel me? I'm gonna read this book. Uh, it's I'm gonna read the book, y'all. Don't trip. I'm gonna read the book, and I'm gonna read it to y'all just so y'all know. Like this is day one. Yesterday was the introduction. It was me introducing y'all to me going to read this book. So today is day one of me reading this book. So however long, like um I got an appointment at 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna give y'all 20 minutes of me reading this book because in a minute I got an appointment. So this is just a chapter one, baptized by fire. We can definitely continue this, right? Right. Okay. Oh, we can. Okay. All right. I was just asking because I was gonna read it anyways. Like I was just okay. All right. So this is the first chapter. I'm starting now. The sky was thick with smoke that hung like low clouds. The city ranging really from tragedy. A man named George Floyd had just been murdered by Minneapolis police, and people from all over the city gathered in mourning and want of a different world, one where the life of a black man isn't being so unfeelingly enabled. Protesters that began in the name of peace made way was was hot emotion was for hot emotions, asking to be ignited for outsiders who came like moths to our flaming hearts. A police precinct and miles of our city burned into the night. We paced the barbershop that bore my name but belonged to my neighborhood, pretending we were ready for whatever. Violence found its way to our door. People from all parts of my life had called me. Some left their families to come help guard the shop. Our sacred ground. So this was based on something real, and this not old. This is new because as you hear, he talking about George, George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So this is new. The barbershop belongs to us. They said to me, we're coming to help protect it. There were four of us. There were four of us. We had arms. Our past like days at the corner of Humboldt and 44th Avenue. The barbershop was a prime target for anyone wanting to create chaos. The streets of North Minneapolis on that would on would on any other night have been alive. Okay, with the sound of steps on the sidewalk and the hum of passing cars were so empty, loud with quiet, like we were witnessing the real after life, the end of time. But we had us, the blood in our bodies turbulent, pulsing like drums in our ears. our poems with the unknown, with all the violence in the city instilled a curfew that started at 8 p.m. The, there were dozens of reports of burning bottles filled with gasoline being tossed through the windows. It was only a matter of time before we felt the threat. A car pulled up on the corner of us, tainted out, no license plate without thought. I approached the passenger side. My mind was empty, clouded not clouded not by fear, but adrenaline. The energy or restored. I was open to the moment, no matter what the moment brought on. I was a black man who dared to want, who dared to be at the corner of the world, who dared to stand tall outside of that corner existing. The mechanical murmur of the car window blurring brought my breath to a halt. My guys, my brothers, my family came around me, strapped and ready to engage. Say the wrong words, or a barrel shot out from the expert, expert, a purchase. Bro, what the fuck this works? Bro, a purchase. Bro, that ain't apartment, bro. And that ain't expert, bro. A purchase? What's a purchase mean? Alright, we gotta look up a word now, yo. We gotta look up these. We can't play around with ourselves. We can't just be saying words we don't know. I ain't about to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna let y'all do that. So let me. I told y'all what phone I'm on. Don't get the tweaking. Don't get the tweaking out. I'm on the Android. Don't tweak out. Y'all, come on, bro. Man, I'm like, man, stop playing with me. I told you. Hold on. And I got an appointment, so I can't really take too long. My appointment today. I've been on my shit. I'm trying to stay on my shit. Hold on. What? Oh, hey Google. I don't know what to say to this thing, bro. Like for real. Hey Google. Hey Siri. No. What a person mean? Okay. From the a purchase means an opening hole or a gap. Okay. If y'all didn't know, a percher is spelled Aperture. It's an opening hole or a gap. You feel me? So it's it's a percher. So don't like you feel me? All right, boom. We back onto the book. It occurs to me only now how reckless I was. All right, we're gonna read this top that's in the black. We can't skip over stuff. No, we can't skip. They wouldn't let y'all do that in the school. We gotta read that. At least y'all don't read it. I read it. Since I'm the teacher, y'all the students right now. You feel me? Y'all don't gotta read this part. I gotta read this part to y'all, and then I'm gonna let y'all read that all that other stuff. Alright. I was a black man who dared to build a corner of the world, who dared to stand tall outside of that corner existing. Seconds after we stepped out, the car sped off. For the rest of the night, cars slowed outside in the stop, but no one stopped. By 2 a.m., I was longing for the sun. I was longing for the sun, for the light to do its work, bathing our streets in the warmth of a new day. Our phones were buzzing with people finding gas cans in the bushes. I was looking for canisters everywhere. All we could do was react. There is no counter offense for this, for people hiding in the shadows. We were all fighting sleep by 4 a.m. in need of something to bring us back to ourselves. I turned on the shop speaker system, played Nas, then Tupac, then Kendrick. We gon' be alright. Okay. Okay, can I go so I can just. I wasn't ready for it. Like I said, this is my first time, so I wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm running it back. I turned on the stop speaker system, played Nas, then Tupac, then Kendrick. We gon' be alright. Boom. As I lit some incense, we stayed on watching till the birds started singing and the golden release of the daylight pierced the windows. We refused to board up. I made the decision not to put boards up. The glass people told me to put boards up, but now I was just getting bored enough. Now I'm in a neighborhood trying to board something in the shop that they stopped by not trying to board us for a cut, but for a conversation across the world. Hey, put some respect on it. So what signified? We were afraid. Fear isn't a message I wanted to send to the neighborhood from the shop. They stopped by not just for a cut, but for a conversation, a coffee, a community of black excellence. This area isn't all business. This isn't all business district. These streets are lined with homes. This is a neighborhood. This is where we rest our minds and our hearts. This is where children sleep and grow and take note of the world as it is and wonder about the world as it could be. We spoke about plans for the next night, and then everyone went home to sleep to take the people they love into their arms. When they left, and I stood alone in that spot, the inner in the mid the inner the enormity of the night came over me. We weren't going to do that again. All anyone had to do was shoot, and we have been dead. For what? I realized I was protecting a building that can be rebuilt. A life can't be given back. I could never look their kids and their parents in their eyes if something were to happen to them. I call them and said, we're not doing it again. If it burns, it burns. The next night, my cousin called me. A building down the block from the shop was in flames. It took half the night to put it out. The next morning, the ground was all gray, matter, matter like the surface of the moon. Ash everywhere. North Minneapolis is historically all, all one of the most uh, racially segregated and under, underfunded areas of the city. We had no police present or so force here. The National Guard was a few miles away making headlines. There was an overwhelming presence in communities deemed more valuable than ours. We were on we were on our own. Neighbors including our white brothers and sisters camped out in tents in the grocery stores, parking lots, across the street from the shop all week long. We established neighborhood patrol. Other neighborhoods did the same. This is what we know. To build for ourselves by ourselves. As a black man in America, I was always a thinker. Is my our next? To this day, I haven't watched the footage of George Floyd murdered in full because I know the result. No, no cap. I ain't watching that. That's just like I ain't never even watched MaineoTv. I don't want to see it no more. You saw me one time, and when that one time I seen it, I can't even. I don't even want to keep that picture in my head. I always just like, I don't know. That's just so crazy. That is never gonna make me picture in my head. As a black bear, as a black man, hey y'all, keep me on time. Like I said, keep me on time. What time is it? All right, good. I gotta stay on time, bro. So, chat, yep, I gotta stay on time, bro. So, as a black man in America, I was always have, I always have a sense of that if my hour next to this day, I haven't watched the footage of George Floyd murder in full because I know the results. When I think of all the black and brown folks murdered at the hands of white range and white fear, my mouth opens to scream, but instead the scream climbs inward. I'm a kid again, helplessly waiting to be seen, maybe even to be held. That's what we do, time and time again. We hold each other. The, the protest following the murder of George Floyd began on May 26, 2020. We had been in our homes 2 months straight, locked down by a global coronavirus pandemic. But we came out, we showed up against police brutally, against racists, against murder of black Americans. Thousands of people flooded the streets of our own city. Within 2 days, Minneapolis Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order activating the National Guard. Everyone who was here on the grounds knows that most of the protests were peaceful. We weren't answering violence with violence. We were answering range with outrage, with want of justice. What started in Minneapolis is spread to Memphis, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, Washington, D.C., and on, reaching more than 2,000 cities in overall 50 states and dozens of other countries. Proof of the grand capacity of any single act, terrible, terrible or beautiful, to vibrate, to, to reverberate from community to community until it spans the globe. Reports now shows that as many as 26 million people of all ages, races, and backgrounds protest in the weeks that followed the demonstrations that began here in Minneapolis. There were demonstrations of other kinds happening too. Demonstrations of generosity and care and all the good that comes from people standing shoulder to shoulder, lit, shoulder to shoulder, living in the full community. International news coverage focused on blocks burning, city blocks burning, police firing, rubber bullets, and tear gas at the crowds. But when the went out and the extra forces left, we got to work. As the rest of the world looked upon our city and us, we looked on another in the eyes and went on because becoming neighbors like never before. Organizers experienced and mature alike uh, set up relief stations and yards, community centers and churches. People came in for People came in from all over the Twin Cities and surrounding suburbs with back seats and fronts for groceries and waters for families who've been displaced by residential fires and cleaning supplies for hundreds of people who showed up to sweep program. To sweep broken glass and debris from the streets. Crowdfunding campaigns were started. Crowdfunding campaigns were started for business owners who lost their livelihoods. Strangers donations more than $2 million to the young daughter of George Floyd. Uh, that's a blessing. That's really a big blessing. Um, the area no the area now known as George Floyd Square stands as a permanent memorial. I that's something I didn't know. So Uh, I'm, I'm, I'm glad to hear that was prospered in a good way. The justice for him and his family was served, although we still have to live with another dead man, another man, a black man. Sorry, another black man. I don't know. I, you know, so go on. Yeah, yeah, that was really devastating. Yeah. So yeah, I'm within the end of the book. I still have some things to do. Um, I could definitely continue reading this book tomorrow. Tonight I know. Actually, I could probably read it tonight because uh, I might have some issue. Y'all see me yawning. I gotta get up for work. I mean, I gotta go to work in a minute. You feel me? I got an appointment. This book is good, so I'm gonna continue to read it with y'all. It's your boy MaineoTv. If y'all wanna type in with me, definitely subscribe. Um, hop in the chat. Um, Hey your boy, what up though? What's going on? Um, Definitely like the video. I got up to do this. I prayed. You know what I'm saying? I had some good food this morning. Yeah, I just I gotta stay blessed. So y'all stay blessed. Make sure y'all like it, subscribe to this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm for real. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This book is going to be real, so don't worry about it. Y'all know I'm tired, man. Working every day, man. I'm grinding, bro. Grinding, bro. Feel me? This shit gonna stop, man. I just man.